Professor Theoceratops, and may I introduce you to Digging Deeper Bite Size. Welcome to the second episode of Digging Deeper Bite Size. My name is Professor Theoceratops, and it is my delight that you could join me today. Now, I thought I would start off with a couple of questions from the question box. Okay, now the first one I have here is from Lucy at 10:30. Now Lucy asked, if Satan didn't exist, would we still sin? Now, that's a great question, Lucy, because Satan is real and he does tempt us to sin. We saw that in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis chapter 3, he tempted Eve to sin. He tempted her to eat the fruit, and she ate it. She sinned. But the question we must ask is, did Satan force her to sin? Good gracious, no. She chose to do it. She chose to sin. It's the same with us, you see. Satan, he does tempt us. He tries to trick us to sin, but he doesn't force us, no. You see, because of our selfish hearts, our sinful attitudes, we would turn away from God without Satan even trying to trick us anyway. It's only ourselves we have to blame. So, yes, we probably would still sin if Satan didn't tempt us. But the second question is a very, very related question. It's very similar. It's from Emma at 10:30. And she has asked, if God is so powerful, why doesn't he end Satan on the spot? Again, a great question. Now you see, Emma, God is that powerful. And what the Bible tells us is that when Jesus died on the cross, he actually defeated Satan. By dying, Jesus beat Satan so that he has no power. He no longer has it. He does still try to trick us, yes, because God hasn't yet punished him, sent him to hell. He will do that. Yes, he will when Jesus returns. But Jesus has already won. And so anyone who trusts in Jesus no longer needs to be fearful, no longer needs to fear Satan. And we don't need to listen to the devil or let him trick us. It is amazing. So girls, hopefully that helped answer your question. Now, stay tuned for the rest of the episode. Welcome to the rest of the episode. Now, last week we started looking at God's godness. What makes him God? We saw that he can exist all by himself and never needed to be made. We all needed to be made, but God didn't. That's the first thing that makes him God. Today we will be looking at the second thing that makes him God. It is what is called his infinity. Now that's not just a number that never stops. What it means is that God has no limits. He does what he wants. And whatever he wants to do, he does. He is totally free. There is no limit to his power, no limit to his love, no limit to his wisdom. Now, how about you open up your Bibles, pause the video, and have a look at this verse. Have a look at that verse. Go. Did you have a look at that verse? God is so powerful, he can do anything he wants. He is so knowledgeable that he knows everything. There is nothing that God does not know. And there is nothing that God would like to do that he cannot do. You see, we are different. I can only be in one place at one time. God does what he wants. He can be everywhere. brain can only hold so much information. And so I only know so much. But God knows everything. See, if I wanted to, I couldn't fly. Although I did try once when I was just a young pup, probably about your age. It didn't turn out too well at all. I fell, and my mother looked at me like I was a poodle wearing pants. But that's another story. I can tell you another time. There are some things that I just simply cannot do because I am finite. I have limits. But God, He is infinite. He has no limits. That makes Him God. Now, this means for us a few things. Because God is infinite and has no limits, we can never stop learning more about Him. There is no limits to the depths of His greatness, His wisdom, and what He is like. You see, if we trust in Jesus, ready for this, if we trust in Jesus now, we will get to spend the rest of forever getting to know Him better. Even when we've been there for 1,000,000 years, there is still going to be so much more to learn and enjoy about God. There will always be something new to learn. Heaven will truly be never-ending wonder and stupendousness, because God has a never-ending supply of good things to give, to teach, and to show us. You see, God has no limits. He is infinite. That is the second thing that makes Him God. And next week, we will discover the third. So stay tuned for that. I hope you can join us again on Digging Deeper Bite Size. So please, always work hard to dig deeper into the Bible, even if it is just in bite-sized pieces. I'm Professor Theoceratops, and God is infinite. Goodbye.